Hello, everybody. Welcome to Popcorn Planet Live, and I'm here with my buddy Ian. What up, Ian?
Man, it's been too long.
Hey, Ian.
Hey, it's been too long, Andy.
It's been too long, I know. Thanks for coming back. Nice to have you. We're here talking about something edgy for my channel. I've already seen it in some of the comments. We're live. People are calling him a bozo, a bummer.
Wow.
I don't have a lot of Obama fans on this channel. It's but I hope you'll give this a moment to hear it out so we can have an interesting conversation. And I wanted to go live because I want to try and hear some of you so you don't just get mad at me. Now you can chime in so we can react. Because sometimes, Ian, I've been posting videos and then people just call me a fake, a loser. I don't understand wokeness, any of this garbage. So now when I do it, I want to let me respond. Quit sort of assuming you know me or my stance on things.
Absolutely.
So Ian, you've actually, several people sent me this link. Actually, let me show. Emmanuel was the first one who got out there, and several others asked me for my thoughts on this clip that Obama did. And so Ian, but you sort of forwarded too. Did you just immediately I got to send this to?
Absolutely. It's kind of like last week when Trevor Noah did this thing too. I had to send that to you as well, man, because I feel like a lot of liberals as well are kind of waking up to this. Okay, whether you're left or right, this cancel culture crap is just getting out of control, man. Whatever you believe in, it's getting crazy.
Yes, it's getting crazy, and Obama made some truly actually wise words. Surprise, surprise. And to hear him, of all people, do this, to me, it's very telling. And I share it just because I still know, I'm not going to name names, because it's not my place yet. I still know there are a lot of people on the liberal side of things who still knock me privately. I'm moving on. I've moved on. I'm grateful for those who are giving me a second shot. I'm way past and just doing my own thing. But I know there are still people beyond me and others. I just see them still sort of going off and canceling. And cancel culture doesn't exist. A lot of this stuff, it just infuriates me, or I'm just like, anyway, let's let Obama say his thoughts so we can share it, because I think overall it's important to hear this.
You're never going to, this idea of purity, and you're never compromised, and you're always politically woke and all that stuff. You should get over that quickly. The world is messy. There are ambiguities. Yep. People who do really good stuff have flaws. Mm-hmm. People who you are fighting may love their kids. Mm-hmm. And, share certain things with you. And I think that one danger I see among young people, particularly on college campuses, Malia and I talk about this. Yara goes to school with my daughter.
Name drop.
But I do get a sense sometimes now among certain young people, and this is accelerated by social media, there is this sense sometimes of the way of me making change is to be as judgmental as possible about other people. And that's enough. Like if I tweet or hashtag about how you didn't do something right or used the wrong verb, or then I can sit back and feel pretty good about myself. Because, man, you see how woke I was? I called you out. Let me get on TV, watch my show, watch Grownish. That's not activism.
Boom.
That's not bringing about change. Boom. If all you're doing is casting stones, you're probably not going to get that far.
Facts.
That's easy to do.
Oof. I mean, guys, I don't care what you think of the guy.
How could you disagree with that?
I don't care. I mean, I know there are people in my channel who just don't like it. And look, you're right. This isn't a politics channel, but that was some wisdom right there. And what I loved about it is look, you don't get more liberal than Obama. Woke liberal than Obama. So when you have someone who is, I think he's a smart guy. I do think, as we were talking about this, I think he's cocky. I had issues about him that I think he just, that they're there. But overall, he's a smart guy. He's such a great speaker. I miss the days of a president who can give a intelligent speech, not to knock these other specific people. It's not what this is about. Look, it's not about, the words there is what I want to talk about, because I don't want this to become political or, screw Obama, screw Trump. Regardless, if Trump said this, I'd be sharing it. Whoever said this, I'd be sharing it. But the fact that he's such a woke liberal to that base, I hope people will listen. And I hope people take these words because he's just spot on. That's not activism, and it's happening every day. And it's not. I didn't even mean in the beginning to sort of make it about me because there's so many scenarios where this is happening. This is James Gunn. This is Roseanne, Kevin Hart. Yep. It's everybody around the world, and everybody's got an issue. And when he just says that thing of like, everybody has loves their kids. That is a huge thing that connects with me too, because it's like there's just certain parts of people, and you have bad days, and you have even bad parts of yourself that come through. And I've made mistakes. We all make mistakes. But at the end of the day, God damn, if I didn't have my kids, I would probably have turned full monster. And kids ground you, and that shows you that you can be a caring, genuine person. I see you wanting to chime in. Go ahead.
Yeah. Glad you mentioned that part because that was my favorite part of the video, because that shows he's humanizing people that make mistakes. Like, and I'll even quote a little bit what Trevor Noah said on the last video you did. Like, we need to find some type of middle ground because these people are human beings, and the fact that they can't go out and they can't even use social media without people attacking them and stuff like that, it affects not just them, but everybody around them. And that's very selfish and stupid. And you can go back to watching TV and like pat yourself on the back for thinking you did something woke is ridiculous.
No, there's so much more to it. Exactly. And this is the world we live in where it's happening every day of people, they'll see the hashtag trending on Twitter and then they'll just join the mob.
Yeah.
And then they say, and then the biggest thing I see now is this, no, it can't, people aren't canceled. They're all coming back. Andy, you're back. You weren't canceled. It's the most ignorant thing I see. And it makes me frustrated because these people who are saying it are living it where they've just been living their life normally for the past 2 years. Hasn't affected them. And they don't know the emotional toll or the mental breakdown that happens to anyone. I don't even want to speak about me. I'm just talking about that I've spoken to a lot through the project, and I'm putting this. The reason I'm even doing this video is it falls under this banner of sort of hugging the cactus and cancellation topics, which I'm going to do throughout this channel. It's going to happen, and more of that's coming soon. But this is just relevant because I've been trying to a lot of entertainers talk about this, but to see someone, to me, the liberal side, to me, the liberals are actually being the biggest bullies on this beyond anything. And no one wants to sort of admit that. And I'm slowly seeing more and more liberals become actually woke to the fact that this is a problem, and that they're actually coming forward to sort of say enough. Like it's slowing down, thankfully, but it only slows down if we talk about it and if we share. And I know I have some liberal audience fans as well that may be on the fence, or I know there's a lot of people who watch me and like they're just sniping me, just not wanting to engage but watch. And I hope a comment like this, Trevor Noah, the one I shared before, I hope these sort of can open up more liberal minds, because honestly, the conservatives have been more open-minded and to listen and understand and not jump to conclusions. And that's weird to me because it's liberalism is supposed to be like the
free-minded and all that stuff. Yeah, I definitely agree. I've seen that as well. Like I'm like you. I kind of feel like I'm leaning more toward the middle, but a lot of my morals come a little bit from the left. But I can't rock with this. I can't at all, and I'm glad they are waking up to this, because this is majority of liberals that do take this cancel culture crap too far.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a lot about, because he doesn't specifically call out cancel culture. He's talking about
he just says woke culture.
Woke culture is what he sort of call it, and activism. But he's talking about it. It's all connected, is what the thing is.
Yeah.
And this idea that there's scales of it is what the problem is, because this idea that there isn't cancel culture is complete BS.
Yes.
There are levels to it, just like it's complicated. It's there's not black and white. There's gray areas that make it more complicated. And I would argue, people we're going off and saying Chappelle's canceled. Chappelle was never canceled.
Never.
Chappelle never claimed to be canceled. He was sort of joking that they're going to try and cancel him, but the dude's already so high up and has gotten so ahead of it that he can't do it. They're not going to let him do it. Now, Louis C.K. to a point. People would say he's not canceled because he's performing, and I see that from a financial standpoint. It does make your life a little easier, but to sort of ignore and deny the mental toll for him and his family and the notches down that he's had to fall to rebuild, you're being ignorant and idiotic if you don't think that there's something genuinely hard and struggle that he has to go through to rebuild and do it. Whether you think he should or not, he's been canceled and he has to absolutely rebuild. Sorry, but go ahead.
No, that's sad too, because Louis C.K. is definitely top 5 in my opinion when it comes to stand-up. But I wanted to ask you a quick question. What do you think about being critical? Like, what I think sometimes we should be critical when it comes to like maybe an unfactual thing. I'll give you an example. Like Kanye West last year said slavery was a choice. I love Kanye West music. I don't think he's the smartest person. I'm not canceling him. I love his music, and I'm going to continue doing it. But when he says something stupid like slavery is a choice, I think we do need to educate or check somebody. Now, to take away his freedom and never rock with him again, that's where we go a little too far. Where do you think the gray area is with that situation?
Well, you bring up a good point because that is a stupid comment. But the fact is, he can't be canceled either.
No, he's up there too.
There's certain people that are so high up that you can't be. Like, look at R. Kelly, who I believe deserves to be canceled. Given all the stuff that's come forward, I do believe he has done things.
Can't just rape girls, man.
No, and he was sleeping with Aaliyah when she was underage.
Yeah.
Like, there's just a history and enough for us to sort of come to a conclusion. Okay, dude, R. Kelly's not a good guy.
No.
But my point is, I believe I can fly.
I love Ignition Remix.
It's like you can't. So that's one issue. But beyond that, there are fans who will support everything he does and just sort of deny it no matter what. Yeah. So it's hard. Even he's not fully canceled, but clearly he's canceled.
He's in jail.
He's in jail, and people are now really actually treating him differently, as I think they should. And that's my point of it. It scales, right? So it's like, your wealth definitely helps to sort of decide how canceled you are. And the reality is wealth, really stability, security in your life for you and your family.
Right.
That is an emotional toll that I can speak very well from, of just like, that is what can break you and really sort of have to force you to reconnect. People are like, no, you can get a job. It doesn't matter. I've had so many interviews myself and with others that it's like, oh, dude, you can get whatever you want. But it's not. It's not always the case. And I'm fine. Thank you for asking some of the comments. I have an amazing support system. I'm doing what I can. Thank you for all your support, everybody. I'm not trying to make this a pity party for me. It's hard to not talk about, honestly and genuinely, that sort of getting it. And I'm just talking broadly from people I've spoken to and others. That is a real problem. The financial security for people who are canceled is legit. But the reality is, I've come to learn, is you have to humble yourself, because it's like, they don't owe me anything. My fans don't owe me money. I can't go beg and be like, please, I can ask for support and they'll give it to me or they won't. That's their choice. But the problem is that security is where it gets struggling. So it's like someone like Matt Lauer, who also canceled, he has millions of dollars that if he saved right, he can sort of live off. Same with Louis C.K. Same with even Harvey Weinstein. Right. Harvey Weinstein is out still going to clubs and stuff. So it's just this complicated area, because you see some of these people who've been canceled who are still living in their high rises in Manhattan. But there are so many littler guys, editors of websites and things, that have been fired, down the line. Kaylin Ford, who I've been talking to in my trailer, politician, just completely destroyed. No one wants to give her another shot. There's so many that have just been falling down the wayside. Not even Me Too, just any sort of social media mob that sort of says, you did something bad, get out of society, we can't support you anymore. That sort of fall from the top to the bottom creates mental, financial things that are really hard to recover from. And so that's what we got to realize. And so people who just broadly think cancel culture is Chappelle and Kevin Spacey, it's like, no, look at the list. There were, hundreds of people who were taken out. Some of them worthy, some of them weren't, some of them at high dollar amounts, some of them weren't. And to sort of imply and assume that, kicking them while they're down, pushing them out of society, ignoring them,
it's ridiculous. That
takes a toll on people like nothing else,
Yeah, for sure. And I can kind of relate. I've never been canceled, not yet. Hopefully, not gonna happen. But if I do, whatever, I guess I deserve it. But I have a DUI on my record, and that's always going to be on my record. I'm not an alcoholic. I don't drive drunk all the time, or 90% and 99% of the time I'm not driving drunk. But I made a mistake when I was 21 years old. I am 30 now, but that's always on my record. Every time I apply for a job, it's always brought up. And what you said about people like Louis C.K. or like even Weinstein, even yourself, no matter how good you do in life, no matter what, it might still be brought up as soon as they Google your name. And that scar is just, I know, as for having that DUI at the age of 21, it's depressing for even bring it up. Like, that's not a part of me anymore. Like, I've moved past it. I'm a smarter person, but they act like that's just happened yesterday, and It sucks. I understand that point of view of that.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. I mean, it's like, again, I can only speak to me, so I'm not trying to make it about me, but that's sort of where I can go of like, yes, it's a scarlet letter, if you will,
Yeah.
And the reality is, like, I made personal choices that shouldn't have been anybody's business, is the reality that I'm going to have to live with for the rest of my life. And that's my burden to bear. And that's the price I have to pay for actions that I did that honestly, I deserve those. But yes, in certain instances, there are situations, mine and others, where the accusations aren't even real and they're inflated. They're, the wrong side. And so that's when we have to be careful and when things get crazy. And beyond even just the Me Too examples, people who say the wrong thing. Shane Gills, who was a racist on those podcasts and got dumped from Saturday Night Live. Similar situation of of like, dude, Saturday Night Live has done a lot of racist stuff over the years. My point is like, it's just, what's the path to redemption is what we need to start working on. Right. These words from Obama are spot on, and I hope more people like him have the guts to start stepping forward to sort of say enough to these mobs of people who are just like, Scarlett Johansson, you're fired because you're playing a trans woman. It's just like, that doesn't mean she's transphobic and she's like an evil person. She backed off when enough people said it, and I don't think she should have. It's frustrating because
I agree.
It's just like, where are we at a society where it's like, who's going to pay for the movie starring the trans unknown actor and give millions of dollars to a movie? It's like, get Scarlett Johansson to do her version.
Get a great actress
and
to
then
do that.
let it be successful, and then hopefully more movies happen. That's how like history has proven for certain groups to like be seen and get more opportunities, exposures. It happened with black actors. It happened with gay actors. It's sort of, it's become a thing that sort of sadly sometimes takes some time. And when you push and just angrily do it, as sort of he's saying with this sort of forced diversity, wokeness, everything of like, you're wrong. I mean, I'll be honest. Let's talk about one thing. I like the thing that stresses me right now is pronouns. Like, and I have this struggle where it's like, and I want to talk more about this, but it's like, sometimes I have trouble saying they, when someone's like, I'm now known as, please refer to me as they. And it's like, I don't care what you want to call yourself. I don't care what you want to do, but you are a singular person. It's confusing. My brain isn't wired that way. And why am I being forced to wire my brain that way? Just because it's better for you? Okay, is that better for me? Is that better for that person over there? That I've had these conversations, and it's like it's a tougher conversation that requires more conversation and just time and patience for people to really become accustomed for it. Doesn't mean I'm transphobic. Doesn't mean the guy over there who's saying it's uncomfortable for him is transphobic. It just means like we gotta like relax. Like, and not assume everyone's out to get you, you know?
This is what I'll say on that, because on a side note, I do try to get away from those conversations because honestly, I am ignorant to them, and I'll be the first. It's a landmine,
right?
Exactly. So that's why I usually try to steer away from that. But I will say this: I feel like society is going through a transitional phase, no pun intended, when it comes to the situations with the LGBT community and the transgender community. Because check this out. I about said George Washington, sorry. Abraham Lincoln was progressive of his time. Mm-hmm. Of his time, he was progressive. He was helping out the slaves. He was still that guy who was like, well, you better not date my daughter, Negro. You know, he was still had that same mindset, but he did great things for black people. I think that's, it took a while for society to come to terms with slavery's bad and separation. We should still separate them, but equal and stuff. Like, it came so long to where it is now. This is like the beginning of the same thing when it comes to like that subject of being transgender and all that stuff. Gay people just got the rights to marry like what 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. Come on, this is fairly new. If we're going to make a mistake and misspeak, please don't. I'm going to. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to, and it's not out of a place of like hate or malice. It's because I'm trying to get educated on that situation. I'm not trying to be hateful. If I ask a question, don't take it as I hate you. I want to learn. Help me out.
Yeah, no, you're spot on. But I mean, it's even more complicated though, because I've had this conversation with people, and I understand why they're frustrated by it.
I do too.
Because there's the definition of the word "they" is genuinely means something, and it's just like what. I honestly don't care. Like I want to support people for what they want to do. So don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying I can see the other side as a liberal person. This is a more conservative belief. I'm like, yeah, well, why give the word they? Like the word they means something in grammar, in the dictionary, and in the history of the world. And it's just confusing, and it's not an accurate word to identify as somebody. And so when people are frustrated about that issue, I hear them, and I think it's fair that they're frustrated. Just because it's like, and the response I get from very liberal people who I've had this conversation with too is always like, well, why does it matter? They believe they want to be this, so let's just let them have it. And it's like, okay, I hear that, but it's like, well, where's the line?
Yeah.
Like, how far? I know it seems like I'm being extreme, and
no, I get what you're saying.
But it's like, where is the line? So we can just hijack and take over any words and just change everything because people just want it. Mm-hmm. Well, if we open up the floodgates for something like that, it's dangerous. Now, that doesn't mean opening the floodgates to people and how they feel. I believe that's fair, but it's like it's that you feel if you want to be known or you don't want to be known as male, you want to switch over to female. Do
How
it.
does that affect my life?
I
don't care.
Exactly. I don't care at all. But where it affects my life is when you're forcing me to say the word they, and you tell me I have to say they. It's like, okay, I'm going to try. But I also think there's certain people who don't want to say it. Does that? And then if you push it, like, well, can we just make a new word? Like, is there a new word? It's complicated. And the whole gender thing, and I've seen it, like, Steven Crowder gets a lot of hate because he does this sort of, there's one gender, changing my mind, which I spoofed on Thor. But anyway, I don't want to spiral out in sort of this conversation because it's a complicated one. But my point is, it's a conversation that needs to be had. It needs to be happening with both sides. And the woke culture, as Obama's sort of calling out, is if you say the wrong name, say the wrong pronoun, it doesn't mean it's hateful. And then if you are aggressive and insisting it has to be a certain way, you're disparaging me because you're not listening to me. That is just the complete wrong direction to go, and it's going to create such more divisiveness and anger from the other side. Or who's going to want to be like call the person they when they're like, well, then screw you.
Yeah. I'm going to go with that group that's just like, well, I'm not going to get into that. They want to have a beer, and then you're in a Klan rally all of a sudden. So yeah, I get what you're saying too. That's I don't know.
It's right. So it's hard. So anyway, the point being, like, Obama's right. We have to be patient in how we talk, and these mob mentalities, whether it's the Me Too mobs that took down people because for good reasons and seemingly, but now realizing, whoa, we should have maybe just these live forever. Like these scarlet letters live forever, and it happens with everything. The guy who got canceled for saying those anti-Semitic tweets, the Budweiser, or who's it, the beer guy, the Venmo beer guy, he got screwed over too. And then
he was like what, 18 when he said that?
Yeah,
or younger than 17.
Yeah, and it's like the class he showed in his apology and sort of knowledge was so like, hello, we should be rewarding him.
Absolutely.
And he should be an example of, see, look, he acknowledges what he did is wrong. Let's support him. Let's actually, Anheuser-Busch, let's give him the sponsorship instead of taking it away.
And the audacity of the guy that's not perfect, that was called him out on that and had the that was funny. Make sure if you want to cancel somebody, you're perfect, by the way.
Well, what was crazy that he went and blamed the conservatives. Oh yeah, we can't. He became the biggest hypocrite, and then went on BuzzFeed and talked about how it's just the hypocrisy is through the roof.
Yeah.
And so anyway, it's just for me, it's very nice to hear the liberal woke President Obama finally sort of admitting it as well. And I hope that can be something people can forward and pass along to people when they see this happening again. So we have more of these instances to sort of help deflate the mob, deflate the sort of the destruction of, no, you are a scumbag for saying that ever. It happens still all the time. And Twitter is the most toxic place for it of all. It's just a cesspool. Anyway, final words as we wrap this up.
I agree with you. Hopefully Obama inspired me in the past. I do like Obama. He inspired me when I was in high school. I was in college. I didn't think we'd ever see a black president, and he inspired me that I could do great things. So hopefully he can inspire you as well to get offline and stop with this crap. Like, seriously, like, live your life and let people learn from their mistakes.
Yeah, no, amen. I agree. Politically or not, this wasn't supposed to be about politics of Trump or Obama. It's about the words and the words he used and the fact that he is the liberal side of things and that a leader of that world. I hope people in that camp will listen to it and give it a shot because it's not the way. Throwing stones is not the way to solve problems. Education, patience, those are the ways to do it. So when you see someone out there getting mobbed, reach out, help them out. Just make sure they're on the right path. That's the key to this, to create real change and progress, not just saying I'm better than you, get the hell out of society. So if you see that happening, speak up, please, civilly, and stand up for it. Because
send them that link. Send them this link.
Send them that link. This link. If you got this link, someone shared it to you. It's because they want you to chill out.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for watching, everybody. Stay tuned. Hit me up on social media. Hit up Ian over at The Controversy. The link's in the comments in the description down below. Go give him a sub. He's the best. His channel's great.
Please.
And thank you as always for watching. I'll be back with a live stream tonight. This is my third testing him out. We'll be back with an awesome video club. If you haven't, you still have time. Watch Sleepaway Camp on YouTube, and then you can come back and watch our breakdown. We're gonna have some surprise guests. It seems like it's gonna be good.
Awesome.
I can't promote because it's not confirmed, but it could be. So stay tuned. But thanks so much. Be sure to join our video club every week. We give you a movie to watch. We'll give you another one tonight, and then come back and talk about it with us. So thanks everybody. Stay tuned, and I'll be back at 9 p.m. tonight for our video club. Bye everybody.
Peace. Chicken grease.